What's good, family? Y'all already know who it is. Uncle Mike in the building. Go ahead and buckle up, tighten your seatbelts, turn them phones sideways and listen good. Because what I'm about to break down is all the most updated info on Dr. Umar Johnson, his schools, his followers, and the drama that's been going on for over a decade. We're about to put it all on the line. No sugarcoating, no holding back. You're gonna hear the facts, the rumors, the receipts, and the whispers floating around social media. Some of it's real, some of it's questionable, and I'm gonna make it clear what's what. And we starting it all off with this. You heard the rumors about Dr. Umar Johnson allegedly being arrested, all because he'd been scamming and scheming for the past 20 years. He'd been working on building a school, raised millions of dollars, but the school still ain't open. Yeah, that's how we kicking this one off.
Now, according to IRS Form 990, the filings reveal disturbing financial irregularities, okay, with Jermaine. That's how he files it. He doesn't file it under Dr. Umar. It's Jermaine, okay?
And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account.
Part 1. The dream that started it all back in 2009 to 2010, Umar Johnson, who calls himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism, had a vision, a bold one. He told the people, I'm going to build the first ever residential academy for black boys, funded by us, controlled by us, no government hands in the pot. Sounds powerful, right? And the name was official too, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, FDMG. Two of the biggest names in black liberation history stamped on the front. He told the community he needed donations, small ones, big ones. He said, if we all just give $5, $10, we can make this happen. And folks believed. They sent in checks, they used PayPal, they put out cash at his lectures. And this is where the story gets messy.
So the FBI just dropped a bomb on Dr. Umar's empire, slapping him with fresh federal charges that could bury him behind bars for decades. We're talking RICO, tax fraud, and wire fraud, all stacked up like a house of cards about to collapse.
Like, Dr. Umar is not a real person that anybody should be taking any advice from. I hope that we all understand that, but it seems like some folks are surprised.
Part 2. The money trail and the first wave of doubt. See, Umar ain't never stopped asking for donations. For years, he traveled city to city, state to state, saying the same thing. I'm almost there. We just need a little more. By 2014, people were already saying, yo, where the school at? Where's the land? Where's the paperwork? Umar would clap back, saying he had architects, contractors, and secret investors ready. But then, in 2019, he finally made a big announcement. He said he bought not one, but 4 school buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, old HBCU campus property, cost around $400,000. The internet went crazy. Some cheered, it's happening. He did it. Others said, wait, the buildings look abandoned. The roof falling apart, the windows boarded up. This gonna take millions just to get it running. And both were right. Part 3. The buildings sit empty. Now, this the part everybody sees with their own eyes. You can go to Wilmington right now, drive down East 17th Street and see those FDMG buildings sitting there. Graffiti on the walls, grass growing high, tarps on the roof. He's posted videos cleaning them out, sweeping floors, showing new HVAC units stacked in a room. But year after year, no classrooms, no students, no teachers. Supporters say he's just taking his time. He's waiting till everything's perfect. Critics say, bruh, you had over a decade. You raised millions. How is it still just sitting?
Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen, or cancel so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
He raged about the system being out to destroy an innocent black man trying to uplift his people.
Part 4. The rumors, arrests, daughters, and scamming accusations. Now here's where social media takes it up a notch. Some posts claim Umar's been arrested for fraud. But let's be real. No official record shows he's been locked up behind the school donations. That's rumor. People talk about his 2 daughters, saying he uses them as shields, claiming he's doing this for their future. He's spoken about them publicly, saying he wants to create a safe space for kids like them. Critics on YouTube swear he's been living off the donations, hotels, travel, food, pocket money. Again, no court record proves that. That's speculation, but it's loud speculation. And then there's the 20 years scamming narrative. Some say Umar's been talking about this school since the early 2000s, way before the Delaware purchase. Technically, he's been fundraising for about 15 years. But once you count his earlier concept talks, people stretch it out to 2 decades. Part 5, the supporters still holding on. Here's the wild part. Despite all the criticism, Umar still got diehard supporters. Folks who show up at his lectures, women who bake him cakes with his face on it, brothers who say, "This is our last chance for liberation." They say, name one black man who tried to build a school without government help. Name one. At least he's trying. And you know what? That's why he still survives. Because even if the buildings stay closed, the hope stays alive.
According to IRS Form 990, the filings reveal disturbing financial irregularities, okay, with Jermaine. That's how he files it. He doesn't file it under Dr. Umar. It's Jermaine, okay? Now, the nonprofit shows assets of $634,436 as of 2024. This is what he's saying that he raised. This is what he reported. Okay, now you know he go begging inside of that car without a haircut every other day, or on the side of the building in which he lives in, because they say his house is right there on a row house in Philadelphia somewhere. Okay, according to the IRS filers, this is inconsistent reporting of contributions. Okay, now while official filers show that only $321,408 in total contributions over the last 5 years, evidence suggests Johnson raised significantly more through other channels.
It could spiral out of control in ways he couldn't contain. But deep down, his biggest nightmare was the world finally seeing him as a straight-up scammer.
Part 6. Social media firestorms and meme culture. Umar Johnson is a walking meme factory. Clips of him yelling "Coons" go viral. His debates with Roland Martin, his rants about interracial marriage, his shouting about, "If you don't send me that donation, black man, you are betraying the race." All of that circulates nonstop, and the memes keep him relevant. Whether you love him or hate him, people click when they see his face.
It's in Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. I'm back again. While I was on the live, the children had snuck into the school, which means they knew the door was unlocked. Listen to me, brothers and sisters. For children to know that a door is opened, and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know that the door was open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know the door was open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days, I wonder when they broke in. I wonder when they broke in, because if the children already know the door was open.
For years, Umar's been begging the community to fund this dream school.
Part 7. Why ain't it open yet? So here's the bottom line question. Why, after all this time, is the school still not open? Money. Renovating 4 old buildings takes millions. HVAC, plumbing, electric, roofing, asbestos removal, fire codes. Way more than $400,000. Permits. Delaware inspectors reportedly rejected his applications multiple times because the buildings weren't up to code. Leadership. Umar is one man, no board of directors, no official staff. Just him running the show, making all the calls. Lifestyle. Critics say he spends more time doing speaking tours and selling books than actually hiring contractors. So it's a mix of financial reality, red tape, and maybe poor management.
His main account for violations. One by one, the platforms that had made him rich were cutting him off. But did this stop Dr. Umar? Not at all. He just moved to CashApp and kept the money flowing.
Hit that Cash App. Let me see who on the Cash App. Where them donations at?
Part 8, the latest updates. Now, as of 2025, the last real update is Umar showing video of new HVAC systems, saying the gym is almost done, and claiming they'll open very soon. But very soon been the phrase for the past 5 years. Supporters cheer, critics laugh, and the cycle continues. Some even joke that the school gonna open the same year Tupac comes back from Cuba.
Every time an opening date comes close, some random setback pops up. Coincidence? Maybe. But with all the new dirt coming out, it's starting to look like Umar's been the one creating these delays on purpose. The latest stunt was beyond suspicious.
Reported GoFundMe campaigns, all right, that he's been suspended from through 2014 and 2015 of over $400,000 raised before the account suspension. That's a lot of money for GoFundMe, okay? PayPal donations, approximately $125,000 documented. Speaking fees and direct donations, estimated $750,000. This man raised all this money and ain't got a haircut yet.
Part 9, Uncle Mike wrap-up. So here we are, family. Over a decade of fundraising, millions raised, 4 buildings bought, but still no kids in uniforms, no teachers on payroll, no books in the classrooms. Is Dr. Umar Johnson a visionary who just bit off more than he can chew? Or is he the scammer folks been warning us about since day one? Truth is, it might be a little of both. A dream too big for one man to carry, mixed with ego, pride, and maybe some poor choices along the way. But I'll leave you with this. Whether you believe in him or not, Umar Johnson exposed something real, the hunger for Black-controlled institutions. He tapped into a need so deep that even after 15 years, folks still send him money. And that says something about the community, about the hope, and about the desperation for change.
Total estimated funds, 1.6 to 2 million that they can account for, and this is with them digging. They've been on this, okay? And we're gonna talk about how much they've been on it, and that's the reason why that damn school is on the auction block right now, vacant school that never opened. And he promised to open it in 2013 and kept pushing back the opening date and blamed us, well, not me, y'all, if y'all donated, as to why it can't open, because Black people can't stick together.
So after all this talk, all these years, here's where we stand. 4 empty buildings in Wilmington. Millions of dollars gone with no real accounting. Promises of soon that never seemed to come true. Supporters still cheering. Critics still calling him a fraud. And here's what I keep asking myself, family. Why are people still following this man? Why, after 13 years of talk and no action, do folks still send in their hard-earned money? Why do they still believe the school gonna open? Would you send your child to a school built by a man who doesn't even take care of his own kids? Think about that. That alone would stop me right in my tracks. And then the bank account rumors. He said they shut his accounts down. Man, listen. I've been having accounts open for decades. I only seen them shut down when I closed them. So what's really going on there? Who's telling the truth? See, Uncle Mike know a clown when he sees one. And this is why I ain't just talking from behind the mic. I took the time and drove up to Wilmington myself.
He gonna come up this way. We trying to get a game plan, y'all. We trying to get a game plan going. So he coming up this way. Y'all ready? Here he go. Here he go. Here he go. Boom. There he go. There they go. There they go. There he 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 go. They giving Uncle Mike some exercise, baby. There he go. He rode the joint all the way. All the way. All the way by Joe. He turning the corner. He turning the corner, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This bike ain't got no tag, like.
I stood in front of those buildings. I saw with my own 2 eyes. And let me tell you, it ain't no mystery why them doors ain't open. But the bigger question is, what does this say about us? About the hope we got, the desperation we feel, that we still believe in someone who been stringing this out for over a decade?
I don't know what's going on with this school, but I know that
you know what's going on with the school. It ain't been built. Shit, ain't nobody seen the classroom. Just seen the flag hanging out, flying in front of.
They've been talking about it for 15 years, 16 years, or something like that.
Yeah. He been lying. And results is everything.
Yeah.
Results is everything. I ain't never built nothing begging, other than Joel Osteen. But his daddy passed him to church.
Part 13, the family and the people closest to him. Now remember when I said Dr. Umar don't even take care of his own kids? Let's talk about that, because this part right here really hits different. He's got 2 daughters that most folks know about, but then you got people online saying, don't, hold up, he might got 3. That's where the confusion starts. But here's the real kicker. One of his daughters has been on social media, dragging her father's name through the mud. And it ain't no little argument, no little family disagreement. She's saying straight up, my father was never there for me. He missed every important event. He only shows up online, not in real life. Now pause right there. That ain't coming from a hater on YouTube. That's his own flesh and blood. A child is supposed to be your biggest defender. And here she is saying the man was a ghost at every milestone, and it don't stop there. Seems like everybody who comes on social media talking about Umar never got nothing good to say. Women who dated him, they talking about broken promises, disrespect, and lies. People who work with him, they saying he don't pay, he takes shortcuts, he disappears. Even folks who paid him to speak at events, they say he took the deposit, maybe even the full payment, and never showed up. That's a pattern, family. When it's just one person, you can call it hate. When it's 2 people, maybe they're exaggerating. But when it's dozens of voices over years, nah, that's character, that's reputation. And then you got the whispers about his own father, his nephew, even his mother calling him out behind closed doors. When your own blood starts side-eyeing you, that says a lot. But here's where it gets real interesting. There was this lady who asked Umar a simple question, and I want y'all to really pay attention. She asked about his kids, about the things people been saying. And if you notice, he dances around the answer. Never clear, never straight, never says, yes, I messed up here. I should have been better there. Nope. Instead, he dodges. He spins it into a speech about haters, about conspiracies, about people trying to tear him down. And that's the piece I want to highlight right here, loud and clear. Dr. Umar never admits to any mistakes. Think about that. In over a decade of speeches, lectures, interviews, has he ever once stood up and said, I got this part wrong, let me do better? Nope. And let me tell you something about life. You cannot trust somebody who never takes accountability. Every real leader, every real man, every real parent, they gonna stumble. They gonna trip up. But they own it. They apologize. They grow. But Umar, he points the finger at everybody else. Always the system, always the haters, always the agents, never himself.
Good evening, Dr.
Good evening, Queen.
It was lovely to hear you speaking this evening, okay? And I just want to say to you, amongst this whole room, there's a generation of us that are secondary generations who are parents that came to Britain to build up this country, okay? I've heard everything you had to say this evening. Now, on top of all of that, all of us are sitting here, we have all got children ourselves. You targeted one thing for me this evening is the speech that you're making this evening is well and good doing it to us, but it's the children after us that need to be hearing this, because I'm going to be dying and my next generation is my children and everybody else's children in this room, who at the end of the day is not hearing this preaching. Now, I'm going to say one thing to you, yeah? I told my son, my youngest, he's 27 years old, he was raised appropriately, he works, he has a profession, okay? I told him, I'm coming to Birmingham to see you. He said, oh, I said, I'm going to see Umar Johnson. He went, no, Mum, you're going to see Dr. Umar. And I said, that was great. Then I told him how I watched you the other day on WhatsApp about your honey bunnies, no white bunny, chocolate bunny, which color bunny, and you was promoting all our black sisters. Do you know what my son said to me? He said, Mum, I understand all that. But and I'm just going to quote what my 27-year-old said to me, who actually knows about you. Well, I don't know what he knows, but what he said was, Mum, why is it if he's talking about representing the black sisters and the black sisters, man, our brothers need to know who we are and be dating the black sisters in the community or go and find them in every other race? He said, why is it that Dr. Umar has three, please let me just say this, right? Why does he have 3 children with 3 baby mothers? And if they're all black queens, why has he not taken one of those queens and made them his absolute queen and showed the black brothers that no matter what children you have, one of your mothers should be your permanent wife? That's what my son said to me.
That's powerful. I got a
I did say to my son, no, but listen, Dr. Umar, I did say to my son, when you are in the media, people will find a way to discredit you. So please don't listen to everything that you hear. But sometimes there's no smoke without fire. So I had to just say to him, I do not know about what you're talking about, and what he hears, he does not know it's a guaranteed fact neither. But I was just about to bring that to you. Okay? Thank you.
And it's a good question.
Right.
And my answer would simply be that my oldest daughter is 22 years old. There's no need to marry her mother, and there's reasons why I didn't marry her mother. And my 13-year-old princess is the only juvenile child that I have. My oldest is grown now. So it's really only one whose mother I would need to marry. And I'm not going to go into why. Just know that my mission dictates that whoever I marry can be a support to my growth. I can't. It gotta be a support to me. I'm going to get married because I can't have a school without my queen.